Plump Goops Podcast.
Get a load of these hot takes at high stakes. Get a load of these hot takes at high stakes. Get a load of these hot takes at high stakes. Get a load of these hot takes at high stakes.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome.
Hot Takes, High Stakes. The hood episode. I'm wearing a hood.
Oh, wow.
It's a beach theme episode for moi.
For me, it's a hoodie episode. Woolsey, what about you?
Stripes.
Stripes.
Stripes?
Stripes.
Horizontal or
Stripes.
vertical?
Guarantee it's horizontal.
It's horizontal.
Yeah.
Be a
Guaranteed.
while.
Thin lines. Well, I got confused. I got them mixed
Very
up.
few wear vertical stripes.
Yeah, they don't generally look good.
No.
They tend to widen people.
No, I thought horizontal widened people.
I don't think so.
No, I think
Really?
horizontal does.
I always just figured that, like referees had the trademark on vertical stripes.
Yeah, I have one shirt that's like yellow and blue that has vertical stripes, and and it looks like a soccer shirt. It's just in my
Right.
head.
And every time you go out with it, like a gang of referees runs up on you and kind of beats you up
hmm
and discourages you from ever doing it again.
It's also and then they just say you look really wide today, and
Right.
and I think yellow also doesn't help. Yellow isn't a great color.
Mm.
Yeah, yellow sucks.
If you guys if you guys were trapped in a Peanuts world, right?
What does that mean?
Charlie Brown,
Oh,
what I mean. And you know how they all have their own dance?
yeah.
What would yours be?
I always like
Show the camera.
the little, like, I don't know who does this. So you have your arms straight out to the side like penguins, but your hands are up facing the ground.
Oh, so you would copy someone else's dance.
Yeah, I mean,
I just created my own.
oh, okay. Well, let me finish. So it's kind of like you're a penguin and your flippers are up at the very bottom, and you kind of kick up your leg and look the opposite way.
I know exactly what
Yeah.
dance you're talking about. I think it's the goat.
That's
Charlie Brown
that's
dance.
just the first one that came to mind.
What about you, Corey?
I kind of do my hands in a little circular motion, and then do the reverse way, and the other way, and then the other way. Hard to describe. You'll see it in the editing, don't worry.
Mine's kind of chopping cart-esque. You bend over at the sides, or bend over, not at the sides, at your waist. And you kind of push the shopping cart forward and back, forward and back.
Are you
Okay.
moving
Yeah.
are you like running in place as well?
There's
You
got to
could
be a
be.
little bit more movement than that, I think.
Yeah, I feel like you're just
Yeah.
moving your arms.
I'm willing to workshop it for sure.
Yeah, no, you should definitely workshop it.
Well, it didn't sound like there was much movement in yours, Corey. You were just waving your arms in circles.
Well, yeah, but my hips and body are like going the opposite way while I'm moving my
I see. I see. Okay, no, I like it.
Also,
Um,
I think I want to change mine, but I don't know what I would change it to. That was just the first one that popped in my mind.
Yeah, it was a gut reaction. Okay, no, I accept it.
Got a
What it
mini
is.
football helmet the other day.
Oh, what team?
It was just a Longhorn Rydell helmet that I want to use as a desk topper once I move to Madison.
A desk topper. What do you mean by that?
It goes on. It's like a desk accessory.
Like a little, like Michael Scott, like a little toy.
Where on the desk? Like if the desk is split up into 4 quadrants, right? Top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Where are you putting it?
Definitely the top, because if I put on the bottom, then I'm gonna hit it a lot. So,
Right.
And I don't know my desk layout at Epic yet, so can't really.
Oh, so this
answer
is
that
a
right now.
This is a workspace desk.
Well, yeah, 'cause I
layout.
want people to see it. So they're like, hey,
Right.
that guy either likes UT or he goes there,
Okay.
and it
what-
certainly is the latter or went there.
Right. And what is there a desk topper that could go in the bottoms? Like, can you guys think of any? I can, straight off the bat.
What is
Desk
it?
topper that can go in the bottom quadrant.
Yeah.
It would have to be some sort of like poster.
Yeah. I'm thinking like
That's not a
little.
topper though. That's a functioning coaster that you would use for drink.
What are you doing with your hands?
I'm
It's so loud.
opening the package.
Oh, that has the helmet.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
it's really hard. It's one of those like Costco packages. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's like with plastic and yeah,
Wait, Cameron, what was the accessory you were thinking?
like a little bowl to put your keys in.
Oh,
I'd still
again,
probably do that top
functional,
left.
Not really a topper.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Mine's like middle right now. My desk is a mess.
I don't
Guys,
have a
this
desk.
is really hard to open.
Yeah, you can do it after.
No, I'm getting there. Holy shit!
Should we just sit in silence until Corey opens
Yeah.
it?
I opened it.
Oh, you opened
No,
it?
we don't have to sit in silence anymore.
That's actually good. That's good for the pod.
Ah! Okay.
You show it to the camera?
Yeah, I'm putting it on my head. It keeps lighting off though. So
Sweet. So anyway, this is Hot Takes High Stakes. The best takes show on the
God's green earth.
web. And this week we have the exact same crew as last week. Let's see. Do you think we'll improve?
Well, I'm
Oh.
I'm in beach stuff, so it's different.
Yeah, and we didn't do it at dusk, Corey. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm asleep.
It's my prime, honestly. But like I said last week, but it's Corey's.
The prime is.
What's the opposite of
11
prime?
a.m.
Yeah, 10, 11 a.m. That's my prime.
Bad prime.
I see. I resent that.
Slump.
I don't think you can tell me what my prime is and what's a good prime to have.
What do you even?
Honestly,
do
I think it's better
at
than
that?
dusk. I think it's better than dusk because you're still at work and you're still like in the productive part of your day.
Wait, your prime is.
Your prime is at work.
It's a time of day, so it's like a time that I can be most productive.
No,
And
yeah.
I'm just thinking about society and how I can benefit it. Is all.
I had a really weird sleep schedule last night.
What was it?
I went to bed I decided to take a nap at
Sure.
8:30 p.m.
Oh, can't do
shit.
that.
And
Can't do that.
because so I have today off of work, which
Sure.
I was really excited about all week. And so last night I thought I'm going to stay up late. I want to watch we're watching the Hobbit movies, and then we're going to watch Lord of the Rings. I want to watch the second Hobbit movie. I'm going to take a nap just for like 30 minutes at 8:30. And
Sweet.
so then I fell asleep from 8:30, woke up at 11:30 thinking that it was morning, and then I stayed up
Nice.
for several more hours watching Bluey, which is a kids cartoon.
Oh, dude, I know Bluey.
Bluey is the greatest kids cartoon
Wait,
ever.
what?
Ever.
Yeah, Bluey's Blue.
Bluey.
They're what are they? Australian, New Zealandish?
It's Australia. It's Brisbane,
How do you spell
which is
it?
where Paris is from.
They live in Brisbane.
Oh, wait.
So it's literally Paris is constantly pointing out, I've been to that place. Like that's Griffith Conservatory, like where we could possibly go to school once we go to Australia.
right.
It's crazy. And they actually like all the backgrounds are actual places.
That's
Kinda
sick.
It's
I
really,
successfully-
really good, really good show.
I successfully convinced a group of French Canadians that I was from Australia because I said I was from Brisbane, and Americans always pronounce it Brisbane. But that's not how
Yeah.
you pronounce it.
And
Brisbane.
like Melbourne versus just Melbourne.
Oh yeah, Melbourne.
But
Actually, no, that's what I said. I said Melbourne because everyone
Yeah.
says Melbourne.
yeah.
Said
When did you
Melbourne.
meet French Canadians?
At an ultimate tournament,
Oh,
This
they were
Dude.
really good.
Last
Oh, really?
weekend
Yeah.
I was
no cap.
Okay.
last
Sorry,
weekend
Woolsey.
I was ordering
Sorry, what were you saying? Woolsey?
donuts from
Mhm.
the donut shop. That's under
Okay.
new management.
Sure.
So it used to be an Asian family owned donut shop.
Yeah.
Now it's like a bunch of like late 20-year-olds that look like they shop at Hot Topic with like neck
Okay.
beards.
What the
And this
Ooh.
dude this whole time was doing a Scottish accent. Like the entire time.
And he
Like,
wasn't
could you tell it
Scottish?
wasn't real?
I could 100% tell that it wasn't real. And it was so uncomfortable because
Yeah.
he kept having to repeat himself. and it was just it
Oh,
just it was
God.
so painful to just like not acknowledge his accents at all. I think he was like
Fine.
looking for like are you from Scotland or something, but it was just painfully obvious that it wasn't that.
Maybe it was a dare.
It was also super
definitely
early in
was.
the morning.
Oh my god.
It was definitely
Rod
someone
would
trying
never.
to.
Actually, Rod
Yeah.
would totally do that.
It was definitely someone trying to like be funny.
Yeah, don't be cheeky like in the morning.
It
I don't
be
have-
cheeky
I
at,
don't
like,
have the
6
patience.
a.m., you know?
No, if I have
Yeah,
it,
I was
yeah.
I was cheeky at an ultimate tournament and it worked out.
Yeah, but
And they I think they actually believed me.
yeah,
It was kind of nuts.
we'll cap on that one.
No, they did, Corey. You weren't there, man.
It's
My
easier to just
Australian
go
accent is
along with
actually-
it.
Yeah, true. They're not
in
gonna
most
call me out.
situations.
I go back and forth between they just didn't call me out and they like had no reason to not believe me. But
Brisbane. Wait,
Melbourne. But we were just walking along the beach and we were kind of in accent mode. So my friend who just pretty clearly isn't from the UK, he started speaking in a British accent, and these two like super drunk dudes carrying 3 big pizzas walked past us, and they heard him. They were like, "Whoa, where are you from?" And then like in really bad British accent, he said like that he's from
Brisbane.
London.
Yeah.
And he said London, and they were like, "That's wild! Take this pizza." And they gave him the pizza because they thought he was from England.
They gave him
Wow.
a pizza.
They gave him a full pizza, and we ate it.
That's crazy.
Pretty tight. But anyway, does anyone who wants to go first? Does anyone want to go first? I kind of do.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll
I
think
went
of
last
3
time.
numbers. I'll
Yeah,
think of 3 numbers.
Okay.
Not
Um,
one
I'll-
number. I'll think of 3
One.
numbers.
One,
One,
what are
3,
they
and
out of?
7.
Okay, these are the 3 numbers.
Okay, and whoever guesses the
7.
most of them goes first.
4 and 8, but it's in a specific order.
7, 4, and 8.
7,
Yeah.
the order. Okay, I'm going to guess the
So,
order.
The order.
7, 4, 8.
That's
Okay,
your
I'll
guess?
say
Yeah.
4, 7, 8.
Okay, Corey was right.
God, I was.
Corey
gonna say that.
has to go first.
God damn it! I always go last.
You can go second.
Do what the gods say.
You want? I'll go. I don't know. I don't have a lot of stake in this take, but even
Okay.
though, actually, I'm gonna act like I do though, because we're on heist. Anyways, my take is that fishing, unless you're catching to eat, is one of the dumbest things on the fucking planet. And why would anyone ever go fishing for the fun of it? It makes no sense. I don't understand why. There's so many other
Yeah.
things to do than put a fucking string in a pond. Fly fishing, on the other hand, kind of fun because like you like do the whole thing, but just like sitting there with a rod.
Yeah. What if it's on a
Especially
boat?
on a boat, deep sea fishing, I feel like that can get exciting. But I'm talking
You're talking about
I'm
like
just
a, like
talking
a
about-
lake,
Yeah, like
like off a dock,
yeah. Like what people will just not
or
even
not
off
even a dock, just like grass.
Yeah. And cuz
And you're talking about catch and release fishing?
yeah.
Yeah.
Cuz it's like so you also have the opportunity to not catch anything.
Right.
And you're just sitting there for 2 hours.
But isn't that where like see here's the deal, Corey. I agree with you that fishing is dumb and not fun. But isn't that where the excitement lies in not knowing whether or not you're going to catch something? Because if
Yeah,
you went
no,
in knowing that you were going to catch 1 or 2 fish, then I feel like that would be less exciting when you did catch the fish. Because you're like, I knew this was going to happen. Whereas if there's always that chance of failure in the back of your mind, it's a little more exciting when something good happens.
Yeah. But I guess I agree with that. So the thing
Okay.
is though, it's like that like the reward you're getting for like
Yeah.
being like, oh, I might fail, whatever, but then the chance of success, the success is you catching a fish and releasing it.
Right.
It's
It's just like you abusing a fish, basically.
stupid.
It's like a fish. You just got a fish. You just like stabbed a fish through its mouth,
Yeah, well, they don't.
and
feel
now you're
pain,
just like,
right?
okay, that was fun, and you throw it back.
Yeah, haha, idiot. Good job
Right.
eating food that I laid a trap out for you. I think that fishing is gross, but I didn't think anything of it whenever I was a kid. Like
Yeah.
it's funny, like I enjoyed it whenever I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I didn't mind it until now I've grown up and I think it's gross and I don't like actually catching the fish. I don't want to touch a fish.
Plus, there's like
Right.
mosquitoes.
I don't like the culture around
Yeah.
fishing.
No, the
bait is
culture around
stupid.
fishing is one of the worst cultures.
I don't
would
like
say.
how many signs they have. They have more signs like hanging up in bathrooms than
Oh
than
my god!
any
yeah.
like Karen with like live laugh
I see.
love. There are so many
Yeah.
like gone fishing, wish I was fishing signs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I think people might say, "Oh, we're going to fish," but like they like drink and like hang out and stuff. But like, there's so many better ways to hang out and drink or be social
Right.
than to go sit by like a swampy ass pond with mosquitoes and it's hot probably.
Yeah. I think it's basically like, I mean, tell me if I'm capping on this one, but I feel like it's basically like this, okay? It's basically the same thing as you sitting in in a New York subway with like a little fishing pole that has cheese on the hook and you're trying to catch rats. Is it not the same?
I would much rather do that
You
than
think so?
fish.
We should do that. That'd be a good video. Ratting. We'll call it
Ratting.
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 Yeah. And then you just take I guess the difference is the rats have teeth and they'll definitely bite you once you let them go.
No,
And
rats.
you get rabies.
Well,
And all the diseases.
Yeah.
well, yeah, I don't know about
Do it in
wild
gloves.
rats, but rats in general don't really bite because like they realize
Really?
your finger isn't
Really?
food. Yeah.
You think so?
After they
Because
bite you, they realize.
No, like
I
they
think-
they like they don't break skin really. I mean, this is my experience with my
domesticated rats, right? But like, I feel like if you had stuck a rat through its mouth with a hook and then
Yeah.
reeled
It would run
up
away. It wouldn't
and
bite
grabbed
you.
it near its face to take the hook out of its mouth, I feel like it would definitely bite you.
That is a thing though, that it's more of a fight with a fish, right? Like there's
Yeah.
more like actual skill involved in not just you have to give it slack and stuff. With a rat, that thing's flying through the air as you reel it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the only a rat would bite you in self-defense if it's like trapped and it has to.
That's what I'm saying. It's dangling by a hook through its mouth. So I think it probably would bite you.
You think it'd be looked down upon more?
But would it be
By, like,
dangling by a
society?
hook? How would
think
you get bit if it's already dangling by a hook?
Well, because you have to get your hand close to the mouth to let it go
Hmm.
to take the hook out.
Oh yeah, that'd be a yoinks.
That
Oh,
would
no.
be a yoinks. And also Woolsey, I don't know what's looked down upon more by society. I feel like fish. People are generally like fish don't have feelings. Like fish are kind of disgusting and bad. Not
Yeah.
disgusting. They're just kind of like there.
Is it true
and
that
no one
fish
really
can't
feels
feel
bad for them.
pain? Or is that
know.
something that my parents just told me whenever we went fishing?
Some I know part of it's like partly true or something, but I'm too lazy to look it up.
Like
I
I'm
think
sure
they-
when they're like dying when they're flopping on a deck, like running out of breath, I'm sure that's pain for them.
I mean, there's mental pain. There's like panic.
Yeah.
Right.
But,
And
like,
like the
I don't know
worst time of their life
Oh,
is the end of their life.
So there's the reason why I think fish. I know some fish they don't feel pain because they evolve not to feel pain because it's pointless for them to feel pain because they just get eaten whole anyways.
Uh,
Like so
That's
no
so
one's like
funny.
taking a bite out of them. They're just gone.
They're swallowed whole. There's
Right.
no like healing.
Yeah.
Fear of
Because like a
fish.
deer would need to feel pain because if like a fucking lion scratched it in its ass,
Yeah.
then
it's got to run away.
gotta run away.
So that is a good like like fish are kind of neutral in society's eye, but rats are kind of disgusting in society's eye. So if you were fishing for rats, I don't know like what the perception of that would be publicly.
Yeah, it would definitely be looked at because like people like rats. And also they
Ratatouille
feel pain.
also like really like raised up the public opinion of rats, I believe.
Who did?
Ratatouille,
Oh,
the movie.
I mean, yeah, Corey. I think like having a rat so close to you in your life has kind of blinded you from the negative perception of rats.
Oh, I
think there's
completely understand the negative perception, but also like it's humans' fault.
that we regard them as dirty animals.
They did like kill
They clean themselves.
like a quarter of the human population, right?
Yeah, they did it to
Yeah.
themselves, honestly.
They clean themselves though. Do you know that?
Right. And they still killed so many people with the plague.
Yeah, but that's on humans for being social creatures and allowing rats to kind of
Right,
We should be
scavenge.
allowed to kill them for sport and no one judge us.
Right. But Corey, I think, but like, wouldn't you understand, like, if aliens came down and killed us because we were social creatures, then like we would still like hate aliens.
Or do we
Right.
hate rats because of the plague? I'm confused.
No, but that's just what started the negative perception of them,
Yeah.
I think.
Well, the
And they've
negative
always been
perception
viewed as
has
dirty ever
always
since.
been started because they would like get into the food and stuff and scavenge like human
True.
food. Like that's
I mean,
why.
that's fair, but like every animal does that.
Yeah, but they don't
But
scare
rats
away.
are like rats are like infested in places, and there's like they're small and there's a lot of like crows can't really get into your fucking pantry.
Okay, I guess
Or
all I'm saying is that
raccoon.
it definitely didn't help rats' reputation.
The plague.
The plague definitely
You're
did
right.
not help
It did
their
not
reputation.
help. It certainly didn't help.
Anyway, Corey, Corey, what was
Do
your take?
people say bats are dirty
Oh,
though?
fishing.
Because bats are
Uh,
the most disease-carrying animals because they sleep in basically packs, so they spread disease really quickly. So they have a really
Right.
high immune system. But
I think-
people don't see bats as dirty. They see them as disease-carrying. It's like very
Right.
specific.
But also, like, bats don't like come into your home. You know what I mean?
They don't do what in my home?
They don't come into your home. So, like rats are everywhere, and bats kind of mind their own business.
Yeah, but if a bat like people don't think bats are dirty. Like that's the thing.
Right, because I think they're
So I don't
not
think
afraid of them.
people think rats are dirty, not because of disease or plague, but because they are little rats, you know, like they get into
No,
your shit.
I agree with that, Corey. I'm just saying that like the plague really like made them be viewed as dirtier. Not necessarily like people like it's not like people today are like, oh shit, those rats had the plague. I think they're just like they've been conditioned over the years, and the rats have become this icon of the dirty animal. And it started from the plague, but it's kind of just the sentiments carried down that they're dirty.
I still don't
not-
think it started from the
Okay,
plague.
that's fine. Yeah, it didn't start from the plague, but it was made worse by the plague. And then, like, if the plague hadn't happened, I don't think they would be viewed as dirty as they are now.
Well, that's why I'm talking about how bats, like fucking coronavirus.
Right, and
So,
that
but
definitely
people-
didn't help Bats' case.
Yeah,
Right?
but people don't
I'm
view
saying
bats
that-
as dirty. They view them as disease, like
Oh.
ridden. Not, but like it's very specific. There's dirty is like a different connotation.
Okay, Corey, I'm not saying that people view rats only as dirty because of the plague. I'm just saying that it didn't help, and that if the plague hadn't happened, then they wouldn't be viewed as.
My-
as
Also,
dirty.
bats aren't
My
on the
take-
ground.
Yeah, bats are in the air.
Yeah, my
They're, like,
take is
hanging.
that the plague and people viewing rats as dirty are completely independent things.
You don't think that the plague made people view rats as dirtier?
I don't think they viewed rats as dirtier. I think they viewed rats as what they would view them as like disease-ridden creatures.
I think that you're creating these two things that you're saying are completely independent, but definitely have crossover.
The plague, like you think that a plague that long ago still has.
Corey, I'm just saying that it created this vision, like it made rats, like rats were known as dirtier because of the plague so many years ago, and then that sentiment has just carried down. I'm not saying that people today are like, oh, those rats had the plague. I'm just saying that if rats hadn't had the plague back then, we wouldn't view them as dirty as we do
I disagree.
now. Okay, fine. I don't see how, but fine.
Because dirty just like isn't like the right word for it.
You're saying dirty? It's not even a word, Corey. It's a feeling. It's a sentiment. It's like a word is a way to describe a sentiment.
Yeah, it's the wrong sentiment for it.
So you're saying that disease carrying and dirty are just completely independent and that they have no crossover?
Yes.
Very, very interesting.
But mice are cute.
Mice are cute.
Like
Mice are
dirty,
fine. Mice are clean.
Mice smell bad, and
Mice are angels.
Mice are not clean.
Mice are angels and rats are devils.
When I think of dirty, I think of like muddy and like dirt and like that shit. I don't think of
Yeah, that's good.
disease.
I think dirty is much more of an umbrella term in society.
I think it has to do with like the poor. Like I don't
Yeah,
think-
is that right?
yeah, I think that like if you were a poor serf, there were a lot more rats around you eating your food,
Yeah.
getting into
True.
your
That would
house.
have more. Yeah.
And then if you were a king, you probably didn't have as many rats.
Right.
That would probably see. That's
probably
the reason
had
why people
mice.
think rats are dirty. You probably had mice.
I think it all coalesces into the same thing.
Are
Also the
mice
same
and,
sentiment.
rats the same?
Well, yeah, I was gonna
No.
say that. Like, where are mice in the wild? I feel like they're more like in the woods and kind of like mind their own
Yeah.
business, and then rats are like smarter, so they just steal
Rats are
humans.
city like
Yeah.
city folk.
City dwellers.
Woolsey,
Mouse are
Corey's
like
so-
farmers.
Corey's so pro rat that like I'm starting to wonder, like, is he a rat?
I mean, he is dirty.
Yeah.
He's disease ridden.
Right.
He smells bad.
Right. And he lives in a subway.
He does live in a subway. It's not a traditional subway. He's a franchise owner of a subway.
Right. It's
But that's
that
just
would-
for the cheese.
yeah. That could be a good like TV show, right? Is like this guy named like something similar to Rat
Yeah. And he
owns a subway. And like the whole show is a metaphor for why he's a little rat.
Maybe.
Anyway, Corey's been awfully quiet since I accused him of being a rat, so
Yeah.
there might be truth to it.
Okay, yeah, I think fishing's bad.
Yeah, me too. I don't like
Yeah,
fishing.
anyways, fishing's bad.
I agree. I agree.
I really don't want to go last.
Okay, you.
I'll
Oh
say
my god.
I don't
Yeah,
wanna
we'll
go
see.
last.
Well,
Because my
I
take
choose
is
the order,
really
right?
underwhelming.
So, actually,
Okay,
wait,
go.
hold on. No, take a number one, or Woolsey, pick a number 1 or 2.
1.
Okay, it was 1. You can go.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it was.
I just want to say that my take is really low stakes, so I want to set you up to be
Okay, sweet.
the grand finale.
Then this is the wrong podcast for you.
I'm actually happy with my take this week, so
Okay, yeah. The past 2 weeks I've come in a little bit more prepared than this time, but I do think that this raises an interesting topic for discussion, and that is the direction in which we put food in our mouths. And I'll start with something small.
Sure.
So this is my take. Pancakes should be eaten upside down.
what? Pancakes are the same on both sides, aren't
That's
they?
not true. It's a very
What do you
slight
mean?
difference.
Huh?
It's like a small plateau that has rounded corners.
Wait, I agree with you because whenever you make a pancake, the side that's down
One side is flat.
first.
The side that down first
the side
is
that's down
flat.
first is flat. Yeah.
The other side,
Huh.
after it starts cooking through, is slightly rounded at the top, which makes the
Yeah, it's a
syrup
very,
fall
very
off.
small dome. No, but I
Yes.
like it that it falls off because it spreads more, I feel like. And it seeps beneath.
It's your job to spread it. It's your job.
So do you
It's
want it
not
just to
the
be like a
pancake stone.
cup? A cup?
It's not
Like
a
a
cup
pancake
because
cup?
it's flat.
Yeah, but would you like it if it were a cup?
Ooh, a little pancake cup that you can sip the syrup out of.
I'm not opposed,
Okay. Okay.
but I think that the flat bit needs to be on top
Yeah.
So that the syrup doesn't
so that the
roll off.
syrup doesn't roll off. And this way you're getting the buttery part on your tongue.
Oh.
Wait. So you. What? I thought.
Wait, but so you're still putting the buttery
Yeah,
part
wait.
on the top, and then you're flipping it over and putting the syrup on?
No, it's not the butter after, it's the butter before.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And
You're
then you
putting the
flip it
butter,
over?
so you're putting the butter on the top, and then you flip it over and put the syrup on the
No,
bottom.
you guys
and then
clearly
eat
have never made a pancake in your lives. I'm not talking
it.
about
So
the
you're
butter.
putting the butter on. You're
I'm
putting
not
the butter on
talking
when
about
you're
the
making
extra
it?
butter after. I'm talking about the butter in the pan.
Oh. Well,
But
I
wouldn't
don't
it be
really
on both
use
sides?
butter. I just use like on-stick spray.
Yeah, me too.
Well, then you're completely making your pancakes wrong.
Well,
You
but I
put-
put
you get
on
a
butter
chunk of
after
butter.
anyway.
You get a chunk of butter and you put it right in the center of the pan and you don't touch it. And it slowly bubbles up. And then you pour
Well, I've
the
used
you
butter to
pour
make
the
food
batter.
before.
You pour the
Yeah.
batter in it and it
Wait.
spreads out the butter itself,
Wait, I like this actually.
which creates a ring of crispy butter around the edge of the pancake.
Hmm.
And then you flip it, and then the flat part is on the bottom, where it
Yeah.
cooks more, and the crispy butter part is on the top. Then, as you're plating it, you flip it again, and that is how it should be eaten.
This just kind of furthers my point that pancakes should not be eaten for breakfast because it's just cake.
Well,
No,
there's
it's salty,
also
though.
have you guys heard of Kodiak cakes?
What? Kodiak cakes?
Mm-hmm.
No.
They're like very low sugar, low carb protein pancakes, and they taste
Yeah, but you make them with butter.
exactly like regular pancakes. And I do make them.
Yeah,
with
but
butter.
does it taste like
You
buttermilk
drench
pancakes?
them with butter.
I never put on butter after,
That's
just before.
right. Just when you make them.
Yeah,
You drench it in butter, but not after, before making.
in the pan, just not
In
on,
the
like
pan.
on the pancake after.
That sounds really good. I'm gonna do that when I make pancakes now.
That's how you make pancakes.
Okay.
So you can make pancakes.
Yeah.
It's the
let's
best way.
be clear.
Right.
So that they
Also,
don't look like
I'm
Eggo
really hungry
pancakes.
right now.
What, Corey?
I'm hungry.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, it got me thinking. What
Daddy
other
needs some
foods-
food.
What other
Yeah,
foods
okay.
should be eaten upside down?
Hamburgers, 100%.
Why?
Because the
Why?
top one's bigger than the bottom.
And
You
what
want that?
benefit would that give you?
It would less likely to fall out.
What?
Like it has more support.
so so you're saying put the more solid piece of bread where gravity is pulling?
Are you joking?
You want the densest part of the burger.
I
to be
just
at the
asked
bottom.
you a question. What do you mean?
Yeah, you want the one with the most structure on the bottom, so it doesn't
It's
like.
the most structured.
That's
It's
all
most
I
dense.
just asked you.
on
I
the
just asked you
bottom.
for clarification. You don't need to yell.
You're
You
wrong.
acted like gravity. What is it? Too heavy for
does!
me to hold it? Like shit.
Well, that's what you're saying. I don't know, Corey. That's what you're saying, right?
No. Okay. So, first of all,
I'm
it's
Unbelievably confused. I was like agreeing with you, and then you were like, "What are you talking about?"
You. Oh, I thought you were saying like, why would you do that? Why would you put
No.
the densest part where gravity's affected the most or something?
No, what? No, I was just asking for clarification.
So burgers.
I like the idea. Right. Okay. Burgers. But see,
Pizza.
why do you have pizza? No.
Because then the cheese hits your tongue.
Ideally,
Yeah, but that's the hotter part, right?
What?
What?
Well, let's not eat boiling pizza. Yeah.
But it happens sometimes. I just feel like the bread is a nice like.
No,
introduction.
I do like eating
The crust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just giving an option. What were you going to say, Woolsey?
I was gonna say that you were wrong about the burgers
Why?
Whoa.
because
Makes
you
sense.
want the densest part of the burger to be at the bottom for gravity. If you're putting it on top, you're now unstable because all the weight is at the top of the burger. At the
That's what
bottom,
Corey's saying.
Wait,
so
why do you think the bottom is the densest? Is it because the patty? Is
the
on
patty
bottom?
and the thin bun?
But it would be.
Well, then just put
it'd be-
the patty.
okay, So
Like you can rearrange it.
I have a solution for this. Not really. a
Also, what
solution,
if you
but
have to
I
put it
need
back down on your
explain
plate?
Farther. I need to explain farther. Well, you know the thing. Okay, so imagine I have a burger on a plate.
Oh,
You
that's
pick
true.
it up, fingers at the on the bottom bun, and then your thumbs are on the top bun, right?
Hmm.
And then you literally flip it over and eat it, and then put it down face up again.
That
makes
sounds
sense.
like it takes a lot of skill.
Yeah, it
'Cause,
sounds
like,
like sauce is
you're not-
getting everywhere.
Ooh, yeah,
No,
it could
well, 'cause
fall.
You have more,
Yeah, I think you
have more
increase the
hold
chance
of
of
the
falling.
burger when your fingers are on the bottom originally,
Hmm.
and then when you flip over, you take a bite and then put it back down. But then if you reach for your burger with the thumbs down, then it bends it kind of, and the stuff falls out both ends. If that makes any sense?
I think stuff would fall out of both ends when you flip it.
Well, that's why your hold okay. This is the main point I wanted to make was when it has lighter stuff on
Sure.
top, because it goes bottom bun patty, your light stuff like lettuce, tomatoes. When it's on top, it can easily slide off and stuff. But then when you flip it over, the patty is weighing down the stuff, so it's less easy to fall out.
Oh, so you're saying the patty traps it in?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you want the first thing that your tongue to taste is the bottom bun, which is the top bun, and the lettuce and tomato.
Well, I mean, that I would prefer if that wasn't the case, but you get the
I think-
flavor anyway.
think
Not
that whole-
everything's
yeah.
about tongue hitting first.
Exactly. It's not like it all happens very slowly and you have to endure the lettuce on your tongue. It's like all mashes up.
Yeah.
I feel like that's an overrated point, I think.
Plus,
That what your tongue touches first.
plus your tongue touches the bun first, regardless, and the top
Yeah.
bun probably tastes better anyways because it might have butter and sesame seeds on it or something.
Okay.
Ooh, but I do like the seeds to come in later, personally.
Oh yeah, I think it's a good little
Yeah.
fun extra thing.
Hmm.
Also, to preface this, I don't
Sure.
eat burgers upside down.
Okay, well.
it's just one of those things that people are people should do this because it just makes more sense.
Yeah.
It's a logistical
what else?
thing, Woolsey, not a
Mm.
culinary thing.
What else is there? I can't think of anything else really.
Yeah, most things that have sauce on top is a no, like a hot dog or something like that.
I
And
like
other things, it
eating
doesn't
my
really make any
spaghetti
difference.
upside down.
Yeah, like rice.
Well, Woolsey, remember we had that whole I think you were on the podcast then when it was you should put the toppings on the bun first and then put the hot dog on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That fix it. That I think that's the ultimate way to eat a hot dog.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I
But then
well-
you risk the hot dog coming out, slipping out.
No, I don't think so. Just get a good enough bun.
Well, my take on that is that if you have a bad bun, you have to have a good bun for that. Because
Right,
if
that's
you have
what
a
I'm
bad
saying.
one, then it will get soggy.
It's in an ideal situation.
Yeah. Where
Well,
Anyways,
anyway,
well, what
isolated.
more about the pancakes? Does anyone disagree?
No, I mean,
I
it's
I-
such a small difference.
I'm gonna disagree.
That's why I
because-
didn't want it to be last.
Yeah.
I think, but I mean, I feel very passionately about it. I just think that
Wait, also, are you saying
it's such
okay,
it's such a small thing that everyone just does. Everyone eats it normally.
Can you go through the process again on which is the bottom to you?
Okay, so you flip a pancake once, right?
Yes.
You
Yes.
start it off.
The
and,
side that's down first.
The side that's down first is absorbing the butter, which will become the top, which will be crispier.
You
The
want
side
it
of the
to become
bottom
the
has
top.
less. I want it to become the bottom.
Oh.
I want the original bottom to be the bottom, but you have to flip it.
Yeah.
So you
Whoa. Wait, what? I
Well,
thought
wait.
what?
Woolsey, oh wait.
you put
Wait.
Woolsey, the
the-
other side is more dome-ish. What do you mean? the side that goes down first is definitely more domish. I mean, the side that goes down.
Yes,
second
it goes
is
down
definitely more
because the
domish.
dome faces up and forms a flat surface.
Oh, but that's
Oh,
originally
wait,
the
what?
bottom, right?
Yep.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
okay.
let's go through it again. You put the butter in the pan. You don't touch it. You don't spread it around
Yeah.
like a maniac. It bubbles up
Okay.
into a small pool. You pour it in. That's the buttery side. It forms circles of butter and it forms a crispy edge. That forms a dome.
There's no way that forms a dome.
No,
I
the
don't think
dome
that forms
the
a
dome is formed on the other side that isn't down first.
Yeah. that's
No,
what I
guys, if you've ever no.
Are you
You know, I have
we've
too
never made
little
pancakes
stake in
before.
this. I'm just,
No,
I-
it matters because you're disagreeing with me. Pancakes, Google images. Let's look. They all have
Dude,
domes.
yeah, but it's
this
on
sounds
other-
like a personal experience for you, so I'm gonna agree.
Is your
with
pan
take because I
curved? Is your
don't know.
pan curved? We'll see.
You must have bad pans.
No, they're cast iron.
No. You make them in cast iron?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna disagree
Really?
with you because I don't
That's
want the
kinda cool.
crispy butter part to be soggy at the bottom,
You don't want the crispy butter part to be.
like to become
Soggy?
soggy because it'll be at the bottom.
No, but it won't become soggy because you'll have because it'll be flat on top. The syrup won't go anywhere.
Well,
The soggy part will
syrup-
be the top.
I
which is
eat
the
my
bottom.
pancakes far quick enough to where it doesn't become soggy from the syrup.
You're using too much syrup.
What? What you mean? What? How is it too much? What do you mean?
This steak has gradually whittled me down to the point where
Wait,
it was like
Cameron,
fine at
you
the beginning,
agree
and now I
with
want
me
to
that
gouge
putting
my eyes out.
Gary, you agree
What'd you
with me
say?
that putting less syrup makes it less soggy, right?
Yeah,
That's what I said.
Yeah, I'm saying that the sogginess doesn't come from the syrup.
Yes, it
Where
does.
does it come from?
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
No.
what?
Oh, okay.
What, the moisture
Yeah, the moisture when it's facing
what?
like
of it cooling
what?
off?
no, oh my god, you
What?
you. So when you
Moisture.
cook something, when
Yeah.
like anything, honestly, and then you put it on a plate, like a panini, you put it on the plate, and you
Sure.
leave it on the plate, and then you come back to it and lift it up. The bottom is soggy because of the moisture
Oh,
buildup.
because you didn't let it set enough. You didn't let it set.
But I don't think that happens as often with pancakes as it does with paninis, Corey. Like the paninis have so many
Well,
ingredients.
I
that
know,
like
moisture
but
always
cheese.
there's
goes
such a
down.
little difference. I need to like find something. Like, I agree. Like, I don't think it'll be that much of a difference, but there's also not much of a difference to flip the pancake.
It's so minute.
But it's important.
Which is why I agree. Which is why I have to agree. Because it's like at the point where it's like, live your life, man. Like, I don't care.
But
Yeah.
everyone does it wrong. Everyone.
What do you mean?
Not, dude. I honestly, my pancakes sometimes are one way and sometimes are the other.
What do you mean
no-
there's sometimes one way and sometimes the other?
like
That's
whenever
not
I
true.
Depends on the day.
Whenever I take it off the pan, sometimes, like you know your little pancake plate that you have to serve everyone, like, and you stack them up, and then people take one off.
Yeah.
So that, like, sometimes when I am moving the pancakes from the pan to the plate, sometimes I scoop it up with a spatula and slide it off, or sometimes I scoop it up with a spatula and then flip it on it like that.
Yeah.
But there's a
it
clear
depends.
top and bottom to every pancake.
No,
Well, see, I have a question. Do you make your pancakes one pancake at a time?
Yes.
That's unbelievable. That's wild. How long does that take you?
A while.
And do you put a new chunk of butter on for every single pancake?
Yes.
nice.
It's the only way to do it.
Well, how big are your pancakes though?
Not too big because I don't like to flip.
my
I don't
God.
like to flip with two spatulas. It gets
So do you go through like a whole stick of butter when you make pancakes?
no. I do not use that much butter.
Yeah, it's
How big
probably
is
a
a
pretty
chunk of
thin
butter?
slice then, right?
It's not a chunk. It's not even like a slice. It's like I use a spoon and I just get a little bit and then I tap the spoon into the thing.
Oh yeah, so it's not that much, Cameron.
You must use like 4 tablespoons per for pancake.
I make
making.
pancakes
For
a
ta-
lot of mornings because I have those protein pancakes. And
Right.
There's only
I normally make 1 or 2 pancakes.
Just okay. So, you only make 1 or 2 pancakes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So I'm not making
Never
a big
mind.
stack. I'm
Right.
cooking for myself.
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
gotcha.
sure. I agree. Sure. My answer is sure.
Okay, thank you.
I disagree with your take because the butter thing or the soggy butter part. I don't know.
The soggy butter part?
The
I
soggy
This
just
is
butter
on
part.
you. This is on you. You disagree because you don't know.
Yeah.
You make them wrong.
I also like syrup to run down the sides of my pancake. I don't think it should be my job to spread it. I think it should be a natural flow. There, I said
You
it.
want your syrup all on the plate?
Yeah, it's good. Syrup on the
Well,
plate is
I don't
good.
like a shit ton of syrup on the. I don't.
Corey, I bet you keep
honestly,
your
my
syrup in
pancakes
the
are pretty
fridge.
fucking flat. Okay.
Pancakes are actually famous for being flat. So anyway, here's my take. I'm almost hesitant to give it because I know you guys are going to yell at me,
Oh, no.
but or at least Corey is.
I'm
But,
heated now.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Heated.
Lemon is not a fruit culinarily; it's a seasoning.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah, because who fucking eats a slice of lemon?
that's what I'm saying. I don't even think it should be included in like a group of.
It's
fruit.
an
No one
ingredient. It's an
drinks
ingredient.
pepper juice.
Yeah.
What?
Huh?
No one drinks pepper juice.
What is pepper? What
What does that
pepper
mean?
juice?
That had nothing to do with what I said.
Wait, holy, what the fuck is pepper juice?
What do you
no
mean by
one
that?
drinks pepper juice. No one drinks
Right.
cumin juice.
Right.
They drink orange juice and lemonade.
I'm so
was I-
confused. I'm so.
I don't think peppers or cumin are fruits either.
I know, but you don't think lemon is either.
What? Yeah. It's like the ability to
Oh,
make
wait.
it into a drink doesn't
Yeah.
make something a fruit. Like there's
I get
there's
what
like-
you're saying now, Woolsey.
there's like cucumber juice,
Yeah,
What
but
about
that's I mean,
lime?
fruits and vegetables make
lime as well.
juices.
Limeade, I guess.
Yeah, fruits. Okay, yeah, fruits and vegetables make juices, but like that's not necessarily like that like I'm saying that lemon is not a fruit.
I'm
It's a
saying you're
fruit
not
and
giving
vegetable.
lemon enough credit.
I'm giving lemon plenty of credit. It's a great seasoning. And
Yeah,
it's a great
good- yeah,
ingredient.
very good. Very good in
But I
drinks.
don't think it's a
very
fruit
good in
culinarily.
Very, yeah. But yeah, I agree. I mean, the simple fact is you don't eat lemon.
It's true.
You squeeze lemons to make dishes.
That's true. It's really true. People eat limes more than lemons too.
Well,
Do they?
I'm not so sure about that one.
Yeah, I think so.
I
You
guess
said that like it was some kind of widely known fact.
honestly, I've eaten more lemons than limes. I think limes.
You have not ever eaten a lemon.
Limes
eaten
are
plenty of
way
lemon
more
slices.
sour and
I've
hard
eaten
to
a
eat.
lemon wedge before. Don't tell me that I haven't
I'd
eaten
rather
a lemon
eat
wedge.
a lime than I'd rather eat a lime than eat a lemon.
Well,
Why?
limes remind me of chasing
better.
shots, so I don't think I could really eat a lime and
Yeah,
enjoy
it's
it.
good.
I would enjoy a no. It's yeah. As a
Oh wait, Woolsey, that's an interesting point actually. I do think I've sucked more limes than
Yeah.
lemons.
100%. I've sucked more limes than limes.
right.
Also,
So
can you
maybe Woolsey's
bleep
onto
it
something.
out? Can you bleep the lemons and limes out so it sounded like I was saying something else?
No. It's too much work.
I'm trying to think of
Yeah.
other arguments, but I think you might be right.
Yeah, I mean this one doesn't have to be super long. We're already 53 minutes in.
I wonder who would disagree with it. Probably like Sam. Sam would have
Tanner.
some alternative take that would somehow make sense.
I just
Right.
think that lemon is, I don't know, it's its own thing.
Yeah. Well,
Like
a
it's not
seasoning.
it's not just a seasoning.
No, I agree. It falls under like you can make a juice out of it for sure,
Yeah, totally.
but it's also a seasoning. So in no way does it fall under the category of culinary fruit.
Well, how does
But that's just me.
the culinary definition even like entail?
What?
Whoa. That first sentence you said confused me so much. what does the culinary definition even entail?
Yeah.
I think just like something that it's just like a feeling, you know?
I like that. I like the subjectiveness of it.
Yeah.
Very-
Like it's
Dude,
Probably
very
just means
like,
how it's used
subjective.
culinarily.
Oh yeah, is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
it's pretty clear. It's like you look at something and you're like, this is a fruit. Look at something else, you're like,
Yeah.
this is a vegetable. Look at something else, you're like, this is a seasoning. You know?
Yeah.
And don't get me
about-
wrong, lemon is great. Lemon has a bunch of redeeming qualities. Lemon's awesome.
Does that
but
mean
it's
like
just
butter is
not.
a seasoning?
Butter's more of an ingredient than a seasoning.
Butter's a
Oh.
fat. It's a oil.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh
Which
yeah,
would-
yeah.
Fall into the ingredient
About
category,
water?
I think.
Is water seasoning?
Water is life. That's what I'll say.
What about
There was a kid at camp who
Mhm.
we didn't find out. We've had him at camp for several years. Every day in his water bottle, it's been lemonade, not water.
no?
He drinks
Whoa.
lemonade
That's
all
so unhealthy.
day.
That's really unhealthy.
He says he doesn't like water.
Oh,
He
there's
drinks
people
lemonade?
like
Drinks
that.
lemonade all day.
I had an old
And one
soccer
day
coach.
this summer, he forgot his water bottle, and he was really thirsty, and we had him drink water. And now
he
he's never
puke?
brought lemonade back. He says he likes water now.
What? Wait, that's insane. What
We
the
changed
You
fuck?
his
put him onto
life.
water.
That's the
Yeah.
mom's fault then.
It sounds like he's never tried water before.
Yeah, what the fuck? He's never tried water while thirsty before.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like
Yeah.
if you have salt
Oh.
and then you have water, it tastes like the greatest thing ever. But it just depends when you
Yeah.
have it.
Or chocolate and then water.
Oh yeah,
I
you have
like
to have water.
no
That's
ice
chocolate.
cream
Yeah.
and then water too.
Yeah, there are so many like water is really so goated and it's so underrated because it's
Yeah,
everywhere.
well, I would argue water might be the most underrated drink on the planet.
I agree. The rise of LaCroix has really
I don't understand
that
sparkling
a thing.
water. I really don't understand it. It tastes like
I don't
shit.
either. It makes me feel less hydrated.
That's
I'm
gonna be my
holding it up.
next hot
I've been
take.
drinking one this whole time. I
Disgusting.
drink one most episodes. It's grapefruit, HEB, unsweetened.
Okay, but it's flavored, but it's flavored.
Yeah.
Okay.
I only drink flavored sparkling water.
So what pisses
It also
me
has
off
to be
is like
freezing.
what pisses me off is San Pellegrino because you drink it and you taste carbonation. You're like, there should be a taste to this, but there isn't one, and
No,
it makes
that's
me so
Have
mad.
you seen
whack.
Ted Lasso?
Yes, but not all of it.
He like spits out the sparkling water at the first press conference. Do you remember that?
Yes. Classic. Anyway, I mean, we don't really have to go very far into that take. That's just what I had to say.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think I agree.
Thank you. Well, it sounds like we kind of had 3 not super hot takes today.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you go 2 weeks in a row. So let's vote on hottest take, I guess. We're gonna go. We'll restate our take starting with me. My take is that lemons are not fruits culinarily. And then who went? Woolsey, what's your take?
Mine is that pancakes need to be eaten upside down. But the upside down is the original down when you put it down in the pan.
Honestly, I think okay.
And
Corey?
it's
and then my-
important that the butter
Oh my god!
is put first in the pan and not spread around.
Yeah, no, we got that. The viewers got that. Don't worry. My take is that catch and release fishing is so stupid and boring and dumb and all of the above.
Okay, and hold on, give me a second. I need to figure it out. You know what? Okay, I got it. Ready? Are you guys ready to vote?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. We'll start with Corey, then Woolsey, then me. In 3, 2, 1.
Woolsey.
Corey.
Corey.
Wow.
Yeah, I was really choosing between Woolsey and Corey on that
I
one.
really. Oh yeah, were you?
I was
Who else?
because I
would you
hated Woolsey's
choose
take so
between?
much. But what'd you say, Corey?
Who else would you choose between?
No, but like I'm saying, like I had a tough time.
Oh. Yeah, I just really wanted to be if Woolsey were the hottest take. It would just be like because I feel like it's hot because most people don't think pancakes have an up or down
Right.
side. So the fact that you're like,
It's like
well, pancakes should be eaten upside down.
Yeah.
Is just so funny.
it was just jarring
Yeah.
to hear. I guess it's like meta hot for some reason.
Yeah, probably should have won. Probably should have
Yeah,
won.
looking back, has anybody changed their mind?
No, I wouldn't allow it.
You know what? I'll give it to Cameron.
Thanks. Okay.
It's a 3-way tie, so I think Woolsey wins. Nice.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Should you?
well,
Are you ever
that's been
gonna
that.
make it to where you can vote for yourself?
No, so everyone would just do that.
Wait, I'm confused. Is the goal to have the hottest take?
Yeah, because that's what makes the podcast good. It's hot takes.
Are you trying not to?
Sometimes hottest takes are like.
That would make sense with your percentage.
Oh, I guess if it's a hot take that you actually believe in, right?
Right.
That was like
right.
you can come in with some thing that you don't believe in, but it would definitely be the hottest or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and sometimes takes are less hot than you expect. Like I thought my take was going to be way hotter.
Sure.
Okay, but
My
You-
initial
like-
knee-jerk reaction was no, and then I couldn't defend it. Besides lemonade, and
Right.
then I was like, well, I mean,
Right.
sugar is
Ginger
just as much
juice.
of an ingredient as
Yeah.
lemons in that. So
you're right.
Woof.
But anyway, that's that for us. Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Spotify, and all of that. And go if you want to see the hottest take list. Go to plumpgoose.co. And follow us on Twitter, HTHS Pod. Follow us on TikTok, hot takes _high stakes.
We'll see ya.
That's that. I've started posting TikTok highlights again.
I saw that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like them.
Anyway.
They're cool.
They're cool, aren't they? They're getting, they're getting like over 600 views at this point, I think.
Wow.
500 views.
Nice.
So, anyway, that's been that for us. See you guys next time.
We'll see ya.
We'll see ya.
Plump Goops Podcast.